Welcome, dear soul, to this sacred space between worlds where truth is not whispered, but revealed through the pulse of energy that surrounds us. I am Luna Celestine, your guide through the unseen, the in-between, and today, we are standing at the edge of one of the most potent and perilous portals of the year, the 7th of July, 2025, the day of the 7, -7 to 7, F, frequency. You may have heard it called a day of miracles, a moment soaked in luck, blessings, and effortless manifestation. But I am here to gently awaken you to a deeper knowing. This portal is not a sweet gift you unwrap. It is a raw, unfiltered surge of spiritual energy. And it doesn't hand out. Wishes it magnifies everything that already lives inside you. Whether it is your light or your shadow, the 7 to 7 -7 portal is not about hope or surface-level positivity or scripting dreams in glittering ink. It is a mirror sacred, relentless, and exacting. It does not care what you say you want. It reflects what you are, and if what you carry within is unresolved grief, unspoken fear, or desire rooted in lack, this portal will not grant your dream, it will amplify your distortion. This is not a punishment. This is precision, a universal checkpoint where your energy is recorded, echoed, and locked into motion. So take a breath, sit with me, let us move through this portal not with blind wishing, but with full awareness, because the 7th of July is not the day you wish for your life to change, it is the day you become the version of you who lives it. This is not a day for idle hoping, not a day to whisper wishes into the wind and pray they return wrapped in ribbon. The 7th of July does not respond to half-hearted desires or polite affirmations spoken from a place of doubt. And if your most sacred intentions are still framed with the words, "I hope," then you are already handing your power away. Because hope, under the weight of this rare 7, -7 to 7F frequency, is not softness, it is hesitation. And hesitation cannot survive inside a portal this exact. The universe, on this day, does not respond to uncertainty. It magnifies it. Every vibration you emit, whether rooted in truth or illusion, is absorbed and echoed by the field. And when the frequency of your being says maybe, what returns to you is delay, confusion, and misalignment. The portal doesn't care what you wish for, it reflects what you believe you are. That is why 777 is not a genie, not a benevolent force that grants you what sounds pretty in your journal. It is a mirror, a brutally sacred mirror that shows you exactly what you carry, not just on the surface, but deep within the unspoken chambers of your soul. If you have been wearing a mask, trying to manifest love while still entangled in bitterness, or chasing success while secretly fearing your own visibility, this portal will not protect the illusion. It will shatter it. It will pull away the costume, tear through the spiritual scripts, and lay bare the energy underneath. Because this isn't a day that grants wishes, it is a day that reveals whether the wisher is ready to become the version of themselves who can truly hold what they desire. Not the fantasy, not the image, but the way, the paths that no longer match the vibration your soul came here to live. This is not cruelty. This is cosmic mercy, in its most raw form, because what is not real cannot walk through this portal. It will collapse. It will dissolve. It will leave you feeling exposed, but also finally free. Free from the illusion you've outgrown. Free to step into the truth you've long silenced. So if your life starts to crack, if something suddenly ends, falls apart, disappears, it is not the universe failing you. It is the universe revealing you. On this day, speak not in the language of longing, but in the vibration of embodiment. Say not, I hope I receive, but I know I am aligned. Because the portal does not hear what you say, it hears what you stand for. It answers not your words, but your frequency, and that frequency must be clear, rooted, embodied, or it will be overridden by the noise of everything you've been avoiding. The 7th of July is not for the dreamers who remain asleep. It is for those who have chosen to wake up, to walk through the fire of their truth without flinching, to meet the mirror and say, this is who I am now, fully, finally, fearlessly. There will be consequences, sacred ones. Yes, but consequences nonetheless. Because this portal does not simply gift you clarity, it extracts it. It reaches into the quiet, trembling spaces within you, and amplifies whatever truth it finds there. And for those who have not yet met their own wounds with gentleness, for those who have skipped the work of healing and tried instead to manifest a dream over top of a fractured foundation, this energy will not bend in their favor. It will not cushion the collapse. It will accelerate it. Relationships that have been surviving on borrowed time, built on avoidance, pretense, or spiritual bypassing, will begin to fracture. Jobs that once felt tolerable will suddenly become unbearable. Environments that you once convinced yourself to stay in will now feel like cages that echo with your soul's unspoken ache. This is not punishment. This is alignment pulling you home through discomfort, because the universe cannot support what is not rooted in your truth. If the frequency you hold within is disharmony masked in discipline, or desperation, cloaked in ambition, then this portal will strip away the disguise and reflect to you the cost of the identity you've been performing. And the cost will feel high, not because you've failed, but because you've outgrown the version of yourself who tolerated the life you're now being asked to leave behind. You cannot fake your way into receiving clarity. You cannot manifest abundance from a soul still tangled in scarcity. And so, if your world begins to fall apart in the days surrounding this energetic threshold, trust that it is not chaos, for the sake of suffering, is clarity burning through illusion. It is your life being rearranged to make room for a frequency that is finally honest. But you must be willing to let go of the parts that crumble. You must not cling to the shell of what used to be just because it once kept you safe. Because safety born from suppression is not safety, it is stagnation. And for those who live without energetic boundaries, for those who move through the world with a porous field, easily absorbing the fears, doubts, projections of others, this portal can become disorienting, even dangerous, not because the energy itself is dark, but because it is open, unfiltered, wild. If you are surrounded by people who are swimming in bitterness, comparison, self-doubt, or silent sabotage, and you have not learned to distinguish their emotions from your own, You may find yourself pulled into tides that are not yours to swim. You may believe you're manifesting your own future, only to realize later that you were echoing the frequency of someone else's pain. This is how people lose direction. This is how clarity becomes confusion. Because on a day like 7 to 7, -7, the portal does not check whose energy it is. Responding to it only responds to the loudest, most consistent vibration in the field. And if that signal isn't yours, then you risk being manifested through, instead of becoming the one who consciously manifests. This is why spiritual sovereignty is non-negotiable now. If you are not firmly rooted in who you are, what you desire, what you are no longer available for, then your field becomes available to anything, and anything will fill it. So the unraveling some will experience in this time is not random misfortune. It is what happens when the universe finally matches your life to your actual frequency instead of the one you were pretending to hold. It is a sacred correction, and though it may feel like things are breaking, you must remember, only what is false can be shattered. What is real remains. What is aligned will rise. What is yours will find you not through force, but through frequency. So here is the guidance: no from fear, but from sacred remembrance. On a day like 7 to 7, -7, vague hoping becomes dangerous. Passive wishing, soft declarations, wrapped in uncertainty, will not find their footing in this energy. You must not say, "I hope things align," or "I hope I'm chosen," because hope, in this frequency, reads not as faith, but as doubt. And doubt is a frequency that splinters intention. Instead, rise into the voice of embodiment. Let your vibration say, "I am, I know, this is mine," not from ego, not from entitlement, but from the rooted calm of knowing that alignment does not beget claims, that you are not here to negotiate your worth with the universe. You are here to own your becoming. Cleanse your field. Purify not just with sage or water, but with clarity, with conscious thought, with silence that speaks louder than anxious noise. Set boundaries, not to shut the world out, but to keep your center intact. Protect your space like it is the altar of your future, because it is. Say no without guilt. Step back without apology. Let your energy become deliberate, disciplined. Zolva ein, because on a portal day, the veil is thin, and energy moves quickly. If you are not commanding your space, someone else's fear may occupy it, and the portal does not wait for you to figure it out. It reflects what is present now. And do not dismiss your body. Do not call your exhaustion laziness. Do not medicate your dizziness into silence. What you feel in your body is not random, it is a conversation. The waves of energy that ripple through a 777 portal are not only spiritual, they are physiological. You may feel like you've run marathons in your sleep, as if your dreams have grown more vivid, surreal, or fragmented. You may feel wired and weak at the same time. That is not burnout. It is bandwidth. Your system is adjusting to frequencies it was never trained to hold. This is spiritual compression. Your soul downloading light through a channel that is still clearing debris. So, listen to the fatigue. Ask what it's trying to cleanse. Listen to the nausea. Ask what it's trying to reject. Listen to the restlessness. Ask what it's trying to birth. Your body is not betraying you, is translating divine language. Because the 7th of July is not a metaphor. It is a mirror, and not the kind that flatters. It is the kind that reveals your core frequency without filter, without compromise. It does not reflect what you say you want. It reflects what you are, not your affirmations, but your embodiment, not your vision board, but your vibration. So step into this portal with sacred precision. Carry only what is yours. Speak only what you believe. Feel only what you are ready to amplify. Because the 7 to 7 G8 way is not asking what you hope for, it is magnifying what lives within you now. So as this portal draws near, or perhaps as you find yourself already standing in the middle of its invisible fire, remember this: the 7th of July was never about luck. It was never about shortcuts, rituals, or picture-perfect affirmations wrapped in moonlight. It was always about you, the real you, the version of yourself that exists beneath performance, beneath fear, beneath the endless waiting. This is not the time to look for signs outside of yourself. This is the moment to become the sign, to stand so fully in your truth that the universe has no choice but to echo it back. Let the world around you tremble, if it must. Let old paths dissolve. Let former versions fall away. Let silence take the place of noise, not because something is wrong, but because you are finally aligning with something real. And in that alignment, you no longer manifest from wounds. You manifest from embodiment. You don't chase. You call. You don't plead. You claim. This is the difference. This is the shift. This is the gift of 7 to 7, -7. So walk through this portal, not with fear, but with sacred clarity. Speak with intention. Move with discernment. Hold your vibration like it is the map to the future, because it is. And know this, dear soul, what is meant for you is not summoned by noise. It is magnetized by truth. And the truest thing you can ever become is yourself. Until next time, I'm Luna, Celestine blessing your path, guarding your field, and walking with you in the unseen. Stay clear, stay sovereign, and walk like you already belong to the life you were born to live.